we started revamping this side of the shop this week and was trying to figure out how we were going to set up the metalworking area. Well, then we put some heads together and started working on that and ended up doing a lot more revamping on the shop here. So we moved a lot of stuff around. But my buddy who owns the Mad Net brought me a 55-gallon drum up to cut down and make scrap barrels out of. We're going to use half-size barrels because that will be not too terrible to manage to pick them up and put onto a trailer to take them in for scrap, but they can also be kind of flimsy and hard to hold on to. We're going to take care of that here in a few minutes. We did actually take some time lapse of cutting them in half before we realized it would make a good full video. So we're going to show that real quick, and then we're going to get to how we're going to strengthen this edge so it doesn't flop around on us, and how we're going to be able to do handles to get a hold of them. So what we're going to do to add a little bit of strength to the top of this is we're going to turn a flange on this thing. And we're going to do it an easy way of doing it is take a piece of rod like this. This is, I think, a 1/2-inch rod. Then you go ahead and cut straight across with a cutoff wheel straight across there. And then you cut your depth, a slot down, however deep you want the flange. So on this, probably somewhere between 1/2 and 3/4 will be fine. The deeper we go, the more strength it's going to have. And then we can use this to turn the flange. And you can do this for a lot of stuff, a lot of metalworking stuff, a lot of stuff on cars, around curves and everything. That's an easy flanging tool to make. So we're gonna go ahead and just do probably 5/8 on this, because I think that'll be enough for this. And the deeper we go, the harder it's going to be to do, to work the flange over. But just go ahead and cut a slot in it. And that's simple as that to make a little flanging tool. You can also use a hacksaw or a bandsaw if you have one. So now we could actually turn the flange either out or in, but on something like this, it's easier to turn it to the inside than it is to the outside, because it would need to shrink to go in, stretch to go out. And since what we're doing, this will work fine, but you can set the depth and just basically just go around like this and just work it all the way around and get it started, and then keep going around and around and around until you get it bent over 90 degrees or past 90. So we'll just work on that right now, and if you go too far at once, it'll be hard to move it down. But yeah, you can just, and because you got that slot there, that sets your depth, so it'll be a consistent depth all the way around. Now when you get so far over, it is going to start puckering like this, and that's fine, just keep on going. So when you get so far here, it's going to want to pucker, and you can just jump across and let it pucker like that. That'll be fine, don't worry about it. We'll deal with that in a minute. Now the more time you take and the less you bend it each time you go around, the better this is going to come out, the smoother and straighter it's going to be. For me, this is just a scrap barrel. I'm not that excited about it. We're near the end of the day. I'm trying to get it done, so I'm not getting crazy with it. But we get it, once you get it all down to 90 or just a little over 90, then we'll start hammering it over with a hammer and dolly. Now if you come in here and kind of tip off the edge of this a little bit, it can help you to go past 90 a little bit easier and make a nicer edge. In this case, like I said, it's just a scrap barrel for me. I'm not worried about it being perfect. I'm just trying to get it done. So let me go grab a hammer and a dolly and we can finish rolling this over. So then basically just come in here and just, now if you want to make it stronger, don't hammer this flat. Just get in here and let that round over a little bit. It'll be even stronger than if you just tried to hammer it all the way flat. May not be as pretty, but effective. So now we have an edge that's a lot stronger, so it won't want to collapse as readily when you're picking it up. And you're not going to cut your hands on it because there's nothing sharp anymore. So now we're going to weld some handles on here, and I'm going to make some handles out of some bar stock that I have laying here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this bar stock off at 10 inches. That way we can make a 6-inch wide handle with 2-inch legs on either side. You can make it any size you want, but we figured that's probably pretty good. If you're trying to handle this with gloves, it gives you plenty of room to get your hands in there. So we'll go ahead and mark this 2 inches here and 8 inches. Make some marks there. Now, if you wanted to, you could really just take a plasma cutter or a torch and cut slots in here, but then you'd always want to use gloves to carry them around. This, doing bar stock or some other handles, you wouldn't necessarily have to have gloves on. So we just put that in there on our line and beat it over with a BFH. Do the same with the other side and we have a handle. So we got ourselves a nice big fat handle and we just weld one on each side of it. And then it'd be easy enough for 2 guys to grab each side, pick it up, throw it on the trigger. And you gotta remember when you're welding this stuff like this, that you wanna set your welder to the thickness of the thinnest material, which would be the barrel itself. So you don't want to crank your welder up really high just because this is 1/4 inch thick or 3/16 or whatever you're using. You want it to the barrel, which is only about 18 gauge. So we're going to go ahead and make some marks here just so I know. I'm going to take some of the paint off here. And yeah, I didn't get this thing bent perfectly, so it's a little bit off. The better you line those up in the vise, the more square this will come out and the better it'll sit there. Now, if you want to weld both sides, you can weld both sides, or you can just weld one side. It's going to hold it. I'm going to go ahead and do both sides just because I had a big gap over here. So repeat on the other side and we'll have a barrel ready to go. And since I have that sitting level there, we can put this to where this is sitting pretty level and we know they're pretty straight across. Or you can get really technical if you want and really do a bunch of measurements to get them perfect. We're just slamming them on here and getting it done. So that's one barrel, or one half of the barrel done. Just do the other half and I'll have 2 of these to work with. If you wanted to, you could paint the handles and whatever, make it look good in your yard or if it bothers you. But you should always drill a couple holes in here so that it doesn't fill up with water. So now, if you got this thing pretty full, it's going to be hard to handle one person, but 2 people, no problem at all. Pick this thing up, throw it up on a trailer. Or in the back of your truck, whatever you got.
We're off to see the scrubber.
I'm not going to do that, no. So all those sharp little bits that get stuck in tires, they're going to be laying right out there. And they're not going to hear a thing I said.
Now say it. Cut.